Okay, 1492, good luck. So we've not played before, we have no head-to-head score there. Opponent, 2000 games of Rapid, very good. I'll risk a Sicilian for this one, but I'm not a Sicilian player, just a little bit of variety. Goes knight up, what do I want to do? Yeah, I'll play knight to c6 for this one. It is 10 minutes each though, so you've got to try and use your time here. How do I want to do this? G6 takes, queen down, knight up, pawn down. Knight across, I think, is supposed to be a line. There's lots of lines. You can obviously push the pawns. I'm actually going to go e6 for this one. I might do g6 as well anywhere, but... Okay, he plays forward logical. So I'm going to develop my knight, but if he pushes down, I've got the option to go here. I mean, after a trade, if he pushes immediately, we just simply take. Oh, he's hung the pawn. Have I missed something here? Has he simply hung the pawn? Queen down, I can just drop back and my bishop guards my pawn. So take, either of them take, I take back. I think it's a pawn. See, I'm not a Sicilian player, I just play it for that little bit of variety now and again. And in the slow time controls, it's obviously more dangerous. So it was a pawn. Bishop up now might run into this issue, so I'm going to spend a move and drop the knight back. Does this, I'll just go here. But we stop the queen coming down so we can develop in castle. If he takes my knight, I'll just take back. Now we'll try and challenge for the centre. Obviously, if he goes this way, I won't do it this move. He has gone right back. So I'll challenge for the centre now, but I'm just trying to get developed and castled. Yeah, let's play a bishop right up and just castle. We're just trying to stick to principles. Challenge for the centre, get castled, think about your king's safety, and then worry about the rest of the game. Okay, so it comes forward. So it could be logical to waste a move and come back, but we can get a tempo first attacking the bishop. I think that makes sense. So I want to push a pawn at some point. My opponent will probably do the same thing on one of the moves. He chooses to trade, so we'll take back. Now I've got to get this bishop somewhere into play. So they're the two logical squares. We could push the pawn first. So if we push up, are we walking into some sort of tactics here? Because we're simply threatening to push and push again. So up, takes, bishop takes. The bishop and the rook would be hanging. So up, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. Actually, the bishop, he'd have to take with a queen, wouldn't he, to attack the rook and the bishop. But yeah, that's actually dangerous. So I'm going to spend a move just developing my bishop. Connect the rook, so the rook's free to move, and then I'll look to advance the pawn. You just got to watch out for these moves. It might not work, but it looks dangerous, so... And obviously we don't want to burn all our clock. We're already 2 minutes gone. I'm trying not to think too much now that it's my opponent's move. I'll just rest for a little bit and then I'll worry about what to do. So he's played bishop forward, and that might run into a problem because it gives us queen up, and we hit the pawn and the bishop. Now the bishop is guarded for this move, so can we deflect the queen in somewhere? I don't see it offhand. Pawn up, you attack the bishop, so rook over is certainly a candidate move. Bishop up looks to be a candidate move. So bishop up, you could just play rook up, I guess, but then you'd probably walk into d4. But then the two bishops would hang if we take either way, so... Well, sorry, that bishop there, this bishop would still hang. So I'm going more cautious first, so I'm still looking at just rook across, and I see no reason not to do that. I mean, we could put rook here as well and target the pawn, but just going steady does it. Oh, he's played knight forward, so we can try takes, and take here, and then we hit this where... I mean, I can just drop the queen back if I want. I can play queen forward, but we could try and grab a pawn. So do I want to do that? Take. He could ignore and move either way. I don't really like the idea of messing up my pawn structure though, so I'm just going to simply drop back. Then it gives us a chance to launch our pawns forward. So we can just start marching the pawns right down the board now. This should be very strong for us. But because we've kept the nice diamond here, yeah, if he counters, it doesn't really cause us too much of an issue. So I think we just start marching. Rook across first could be sensible, but I think we just push. We could take either way. Actually, no, we've got to take with a rook because we hang the pawn we've just pushed. And now we can get the other rook somewhere or other. I'll take with a pawn if he takes, and we've got a very nice centre. He's pushed forward. So take, and he takes here. Or I can just shuffle across somewhere. He can push, and then I can push on. I think I should actually take, because then I've got two nice centre pawns here. We've got nice development coming. Yeah, I can drop back, put the queen safe. Let's get the queen out of the way there, just so we can start marching up. Our king looks pretty safe. We want to start marching both pawns if we can. Okay, so he's come forward. So rook down, takes, queen takes, king up looks fine. There's no check here right now. I like the idea of simply marching forward. I don't want to get complacent though. I could spend a move dropping the rook back just to cover the back rank, but it feels like a waste of a move. But pawn up, down, then I can drop back, I think. Yeah, let's do that, because it does allow queen here and then a queen check here, but I think we're fine. If he does this, I intend to drop back. I'll just start marching the pawns, because my queen could take as well. I want to start marching these pawns so he's got something to defend. Oh, that's an unknown number on the phone, so I won't answer that. Never ever answer the phone to any number that's not in your contacts. Good advice. I have an answer machine, so if it's anybody legitimate, they'll just be able to leave a message. It's not easy for white to come up with a concrete plan here. I'm assuming rook down was the concept. Takes, queen check, up. You do have a queen check now. Yeah, so he's triple stacked, but it might give us a chance to simply ignore it and push again. The thing I don't want is here, and then you check here, but I can simply drop my rook back right now. So on that basis, I like the idea of just keep pushing, but does this pawn push actually achieve anything? Actually, I'm not sure it does. I'm not sure it does. Let's just march this pawn further down. So he's got something to defend, but if I lose my pawns here, it could actually be a problem. Now here, I guess you can do this and try and stop us. That's what he's done. Queen up. If you play this rook, I can check, but you can easily block. So I need to do something about these rooks. I don't quite see what. I like the idea of this, but I guess he just goes here. Now what I'm going to do is move my queen and prepare to push here. Although it means I'm no longer covering the back rank. I'll have to drop the rook back if he comes forward. Then if he plays rook takes, I could still take with the king and I still guard this, but I'm trying to push this pawn. He's playing this really, really well, actually, really well. He's only got a provisional rating in blitz. So somebody who's only playing rapid, so he's gone back there. Yeah, I need to try and get a decent plan here. I'm not seeing one. I'm looking actually at rook up here with a view to coming across, but I need the other rook into play as well. Ah, yeah, if I go here, my queen covers this so I can play the other rook right across. And eventually I can hopefully come across, but now I can fully guard. And I also cover the back rank for a second time. He's playing it tremendously here so far. Considering the rating gap as well, doing really, really good. That's what I'd like to do. I don't quite see how to do it. So I'm going to activate this rook, but there is no check because it's double covered. Then eventually I might try and challenge the rooks. I could launch a pawn, but that seems stupid. But I could maybe go here. Take, check is still covered. But even if it was a move, king up, as long as I'm guarding my pawn, it's fine. And you don't really want to blockade a pawn with a queen if you can help it. Because then the queen's just sat there doing nothing. If I could get one of the rooks off, it might activate my own queen. Hopefully. He's played rook forward. He's doing well, isn't he? Doing very well. So rook up, takes, rook takes, and I just lose my pawn. So what about trying to go this way? Queen up. Yeah, queen up seems okay. We overguard this. We still cover the back rank. And we're threatening to push and push just to try and open things up, but it's not easy. Not easy at all. Here, takes. If I go with the rook takes now, he's still got that check covered, haven't we? So rook up might be a move again, but I don't see how I actually create the breakthrough move. I'm going to have to chuck this pawn. Okay, that's a move I'm happy to see. That gives us a chance to challenge this file now, this open rook. So I think I just need rook across. He could come back, trade, or I could just chuck the pawn immediately, but it feels to me like we should get rid of that rook. So I'm going to play for that. And I'm going to try and just be up that little bit on the clock if I can to keep him under time pressure. He's played a tremendous game so far. It's always risky when you play openings you don't normally play, of course. I just play the Sicilian now and again for that little bit of variety. Now does that allow us to play rook up and kick the queen with a view to marching on? So rook up is the immediate move I'm looking at here, and the queen's got to go somewhere. Now maybe you can come here, and you immediately hit the pawn. But I could push my pawn, check here. I guess you just repeat. So that's dangerous. That is dangerous. But what if I drop back and sack this pawn? Ah, I could drop back here and attack the rook first. That looks alright. Oh, hold on. No, he's guarding this, isn't he? Yeah. He is playing this exceptionally well. But I'm still threatening rook up if he takes the pawn. I think rook up is just the automatic move. I've guarded this now. So if he takes just rook up, I don't think he will. I think he's going to do something like this. He's done unbelievably well. So rook back, rook up. If queen takes, I take. Well, he has taken, so I can launch forward. That's the whole point, to try and push this pawn on. But now, queen here, I'm guarding this threat. Right now I'm okay to take as well. But yeah, that's what he's done, but I think I can push. And we simply threatened a queen with a check. So am I blundering anything? Check, I take, check, I just simply go up the corner and there's no threat. So I think I simply push the pawn and prepare to queen. If he takes, I just simply take. If you then check, I just step up and I don't see a threat. Okay, so he's thrown the check in, so I should be fine to simply take here. I do not see a threat. If you take, I just step to the corner and there's no risk there. Yeah, if he takes my rook, I just simply check and then queen. Just queen here. There's no threat at all, so that should be good enough, but he's played a tremendous game, hasn't he? Especially considering that rating gap there. Obviously trusting that the ratings are accurate, of course. We've done tremendously well, so I think the logical move here... Well, I've got a rook check. Actually, is that checkmate? It is. Nearly missed that. I just spotted it. That's actually checkmate. The king can't move forward, but that's a really good effort by my opponent, and that, I believe, is my 800th rapid game played. That's a lot of rapid chess, so I'm probably coming to an end of it now, I think, probably, but let's just see. So we pause so we don't start another game accidentally, and we'll see what it was in engine language. So 36 moves. They're the move times for both players. But yeah, I just played the Sicilian for that little bit of variety. So I'm more likely to go wrong. We have indeed blundered here. So we've thrown a blunder in here somewhere from being +3. So at least we've never been worse. We're just normal out of the opener. We built a gradual advantage, so I'm assuming that's where we got the pawn, was it? Yeah, bishop down allowed us to take a pawn, but apart from that, it's been a good game. 89% versus 80% accuracy, CPL 31 and 56. So there's probably not much to review in this one, apart from when we get around here, whereas it moved 29. We've blundered it back to level. We've moved the wrong rook. We should have played the other rook over here instead, and we've actually blundered it back to level. So you were supposed to take here, so let's just see, does it show the line? It doesn't show the full line. But here, presumably, you can just take the pawn, and I just simply missed that. Takes, and it's just completely level, isn't it? That's really sloppy by me. I moved the wrong rook over. That is really sloppy. So if my opponent had seen that, it would have been really, really hard to convert that one. Really hard. He's played a tremendous game there, so very well done.